everybody, welcome to Texas 2.5. Today's question is, how long will she burn? Today we're using the good old Kingsford 20 pounders that you see at Lowe's and Home Depot, the value size that used to go on sale quite a bit. We're gonna give this an overnight test. Right now it's mid-afternoon here on an overcast fall day in Minnesota, and I'm just prepping this baby. I'm getting her all sprayed down. This is also gonna be her seasoning cook. So there won't be any meat, but we're gonna get everything sprayed down like you're supposed to, get her prepped for her seasoning, and about dusk tonight, I'm gonna kick the tires and light the fires, and tomorrow we'll find out how long she burned. I'm sure many of you are curious. This baby fits exactly 20 pounds of Kingsford charcoal. All right, it's almost 7 o'clock p.m. and the reason I'm doing this now is it's hard to estimate, but I'm hoping for like 18 hours. So I'm thinking maybe by like 1 in the afternoon tomorrow, we might be running out. Anyhow, let me show you what the basket looks like now that I've taken out some of the charcoal. I have about 2/3 of a chimney in there. And I just stole it from this left corner. That's going to be the corner that's closest to the air intake. So yeah, we go ahead and open that baby up now. Get us to 100% open. I did go ahead and stuff like a little infant-sized t-shirt into this plumbed in water refill. So I'm going to plug that. I don't think it makes much of a difference. But since it's my first time running this unit, I don't want, and since I'm running it through the night, I don't want any surprises or extra air drafting or anything like that. So I'm just gonna plug that with a little infant t-shirt. I don't think when my infant gets older and realizes what I've done that they'll resent me for it. What I am hoping happens is that they're like, wow, I was a part of Dad's barbecue journey before I even knew that I existed. We'll see if that happens. All right, boys and girls, this is lit enough for me. Probably Crocs wasn't the best decision for this job. All right. Now you may have noticed that I did not use the T-plates for this cook. I also am not using my temp controller. I'm trying to make this cook as basic and simple as possible. I should probably stop calling it a cook since there's no meat in there. But for this first experiment, I'm trying to see what this thing can do with absolutely no help. Just filling the firebox up full without using the snake method, which is how a lot of guys use these anyways, and without using the automatic temp controller. I just want to see what this unit is capable of. If it's a flop, first of all, it will be my fault because this is the first time I've ever done this. And if it's a huge success, what it will demonstrate is how easy these things are to run, which I sort of suspect I'm going to have some success in this run. I'm not at all scared about this flopping or failing. I have cooked with charcoal for almost a decade now, and charcoal is pretty predictable, so that's why I like using it. That's why this very first cook, I'm running it through the night and I'm going to bed. I'm not staying up and babying this thing. I want to see exactly what it's capable of making my life easier, because I loved the stick burner and I loved the flavor, but that would shoot an entire Saturday from early in the morning till after dark on a summer night. So I want to be able to do what I'm doing right now at 7 o'clock at night and come out the next day and just maybe make some little adjustments and have this baby cooking through the night with me sleeping peacefully and having perfectly done pulled pork or brisket or whatever it is for those longer cooks the next day. So that's the experiment. That's what I'm trying to do. The simplest way possible, the easiest way to run this thing. What's it capable of for a first-time user who has no experience? Okay, at my conditions, my temp, my humidity, my charcoal, yada, 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 it took about exactly 7 minutes to hit 100 degrees. Now, if you're like me and you're a hair impatient, you might think, man, I wish it would come up to temp faster. But let me tell you, it's a good thing for it to come up to temp rather slowly, because you don't want to overshoot. From what I've heard on IVCs, if you badly overshoot your temps, it's really hard to get them back down because they hold their heat so well. It's like the 17th law of thermal nucleosis, that the things that are in motion tend to remain such, which includes heat proteins. And when they get to moving fast, you get them moving too fast, it's real hard to slow them down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, going slow, getting up to 225 in a patient manner, so you don't have your particulates getting all combobulated with energy. We are at a milestone, 175. The reason for that is our final cooking temp is hopefully going to be 225 through the night. And 175, if you're doing the math at home, is exactly 50 degrees short of that. The instructions from LSG say when you're 50 degrees short of your desired cooking temp, come on down to your little ball valve over here, and you're going to want to shut her down, not half, but to a quarter. And I know it's dark, and I apologize for that. Well, looky yonder, what's a-coming. Who knew they put lights on these smartphones? Anyhow, we're shut down to a quarter. And I might back it open just a tiny bit. Because I have a feeling now that we've cranked this down, we're really going to creep up really slow to 225. So, anyways, I don't want to creep too slow. I am a little impatient. All right, incredibly, exactly 7 minutes later, we're at 200. So we lit this baby at 7 p.m. sharp. At 7:07, we were at 100 degrees. At 7:14, we were at 125. At 7:21, we were at 150. At 7:28, we were at 175. And you guessed it, at 7:35 p.m., we are just creeping into 200. We have slowed a little bit. We're maybe 1 minute behind our former pace, because it's just not quite to 200 yet. But this is the point where I will put my top damper, actually I already did, down to about a third. And this guy here gets cranked back halfway from a quarter to about an eighth. And now we should creep into 225 and make minor adjustments from there and then go to bed. I bet it'll take us longer than 7 minutes to do that last 25 degrees. Okay, again, I know the conditions here in Minnesota are a little cooler and wetter than in Texas, but under my conditions, now that we've made those final adjustments, 1/3 on the smokestack and 1/8 on the intake damper, we're only creeping about a degree a minute. So in 7 minutes, we've only gone up to 207. So we really are going to creep in nice and easy to 225. And I have no doubt that this baby is going to hold rock solid through the night for me. All right, boys and girls, here we are. Exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes after we dumped that charcoal, we are at 225. All right, y'all, I just did something that no normal, respectable barbecue man in his right mind would ever do with a brand new, shiny, multi-$1,000 cooker. And I did it to prove a point. I just walked away for an hour without checking this. And the reason I did it is, first of all, I think a normal guy, like in normal excitement with your brand new smoker, would be sitting out here in the dark, in the rain, in a lawn chair, watching this baby tick up 1 degree at a time with like eager, enthusiastic excitement. And I really wanted to. But I wanted to prove a point. Like, again, I've never run an IVC before, and I have every confidence. I know LSG makes awesome products. There are a few other what appear to me to be excellent insulated vertical cabinet smoker companies out there making what I would consider like grade A smokers. And I think probably with any of those, I would have done this the same way. But knowing LSG's products, knowing the care that they put into it, and seeing how the results that other guys get, I just trusted it. I just knew it was going to do its thing, and I wanted to see what would happen if I just walked away for an hour, just to show you guys, like, this is not rocket surgery. okay? This is easy. Anybody can do this. Even if you've never run a smoker before, I think you can get up to speed pretty quick on an IVC. Don't be scared of it. Don't be intimidated by it. Let's check out what happened to the temps without touching anything or coming out here for an hour. Remember, we were at 224 just a little over an hour ago. And right now we have crept up to 240. Still well within the low and slow range. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I want to be at 225 because I want to run this test at truly lowest and slowest range that you would want to cook. So I'm going to just cut this the tiniest bit. You probably won't even see it on camera. Okay, you saw that. That was too much. Anyhow, probably like 1/8 of an inch more I closed it. And what I'll do is I'll come back in 1 hour and see where we're at. It's a little after 10 o'clock at night here. I'm about to go to bed. But in that hour, we actually crept up a little bit more. We're just creeping over 250. So, you know, I am going to just ever so slightly, like that much. My thinking is you have to adjust these things in tiny increments. So I'm going to just do this one really small. See if you can see it this time. See if I can not overdo it. Man, I'm tempted to just do it a hair more now that it's... There we go. So that's less than 1/8, I would say, in my judgment. But you make your own judgment. Anyhow, that's how she's going to sit all night. I'm going to leave it alone at this point. I have a hard time seeing the temperatures continuing to rise with that little bit of airflow. But I guess we'll find out in the morning. Good night. All right, it's been a little over 8 hours. Let's go see what happened last night. Okay, so truth be told, it's been a little over 9 hours since I saw you. But I did go back out one more time at 11 and see what happened. So it's only been 8 hours for me. And what happened was, even though I had adjusted the intake down just a tiny bit, the temperature hadn't changed at all in an hour between 10 and 11 p.m. It was still exactly 252 degrees. So I cranked her back just a frog hair, just hoping that it would come down maybe a little bit throughout the night. 250 is okay to cook at, no problem. I actually am normally a hot and fast guy, 275 to 325, but for this cook I really wanted to get it as close to 225 as I could. So let's see what happened. Guys, this is incredible. First time ever running this pit. Haven't done anything to help it. Actually, have probably done a few things to not help it. Like not checking it for an hour at a time last night, and not checking it all through the night, and not using a temp controller. This baby is rocking and rolling at 235 degrees. Let me show you what we've got on the damper. Look at that. It is unbelievable to me how little air these babies need to run. That is amazing. I mean, that was my one mistake, was just overestimating how much air it would need and thinking, you know, if I would have seen this slit as a first timer, I would have thought that's ridiculous. There's no way that's enough airflow. But that's what she ran on all night. That is definitely less than 1/8. In my estimation, that's maybe a 10th or a 12th open. And again, it got down to 50 degrees. Actually, that's probably what it is right now. It is chilly and wet out here. And with that little slit of air, She's just rolling along at 235. She's dropped exactly 17 degrees in 8 hours since I made that tiny little adjustment. So 2 degrees an hour. I mean, these things are steady as rocks. Now it's 7 o'clock in the morning right now. Let's see how much, if we can see how much charcoal we got. I don't have my gloves out here. Oh my goodness. Wow. She's hardly burned anything. That is unbelievable. Now the fire has moved its way to the very back. Nonetheless, I have no doubt. So we're going to church this morning. This is Sunday. I have no doubt this thing is going to keep running all the way through church. Wow, that's amazing. So I dumped the coals 7 o'clock last night. That's 12 hours ago. It was up to cooking temp about an hour later at 8 o'clock last night. So we've been going 11 hours so far. And I don't know, that charcoal to me did not even look half used. That is incredible. That's amazing to me. I am blown away. I had no expectation for that, especially with how chilly it is here. All right, everybody, it's 9 o'clock. We've been burning for 14 hours. We've been at cooking temps for 13 hours. Let's check it out. With that minor adjustment 2 hours ago, we're still, oh man, this thing is a rock. We're at like 233, slowly, ever so slowly coming back down to 225. What a beauty. I brought my heat glove this time. See if I can put this baby on with one hand. I do want to show you exactly what the charcoal looks like, because I want to see it too. And remember, if you've never seen the LSG Mini before, top handle is for your firebox, bottom handle is for your ash pan. If you pull on the top handle, they'll both come out together and you won't get ashes everywhere. Beautiful design. This, my friends, this is unbelievable. 14 hours running, 13 hours of cook time. I mean, if you look, this hasn't even started sinking that much yet. It's only sunk maybe an inch on average out of the 5-inch depth of this firebox. This is incredible. I'm actually a little worried now that this isn't going to be burned out by tonight when I go to bed. And I'm not going to know exactly how long it burned, because I ain't staying up till 4:30 in the morning to find out when this charcoal was finally gone. I have no doubt now we're going to get 24 hours plus out of this. Wow, this is crazy. Let's see how long she goes. I'll see you in a few hours. Oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm not up to much. Just chilling here, relaxing with some good old sweet tea with a little lemon wedge. And when I say relaxing, that's exactly what I've been doing. It's 3 hours later now. It's noon on Sunday. Guess what's happened in the last 3 hours since my last update? Check it out. Oh, we haven't moved a single degree. This is getting comical. We lit up at 7 p.m. last night. We got to cooking temps at 8:05, so let's call it an hour. So 8 p.m. last night to noon today, 16 hours of cook time, 17 hours of total time. This baby is rock solid. I know I've told you 17 times already on this video, but the thing that amazes me the most about this is I literally have never lit up in IVC before. I've just, like, done a little research and thought, you know what? These seem like the best cookers for the cross between ease of use, set it and forget it, and true wood flavor. I'm totally convinced so far. This has been ridiculous. And again, we're in fall in Minnesota and it's 55 degrees outside. This baby's been rocking for 17 hours. And as you saw a few hours ago, I hardly used any charcoal. All right, everybody, it's been 3 hours. It is now 3 p.m. and we're finally starting to lose some momentum. we are down at 210. All right, so what I'm gonna do is pull this guy out again. Incredible amount of charcoal still here. But I'm gonna just pull it forward. This is ridiculous. Like I am in disbelief. Just trying to get rid of some of that ash. And I just can't even believe this. This is piled back up pretty well even with the top. And we've used maybe 35 to 40% of our charcoal in 20 hours. This is not what I expected. Okay, LSG, it's not funny anymore. I'll say it. I'll say uncle. I mean, at this point, I'm getting a little tired of this experiment, y'all. 8 o'clock Sunday night. 25 hours ago, I lit this. 24 hours ago, we came up to cooking temps. We're not anywhere near close to done burning. Take a look. It is held rock solid, steady at 225. No surprise there. Since, what was it, a 5 o'clock update? I think it's been 3 hours. Maybe I didn't give an update at 5. I don't remember. I was out here at 5, and that's the last time I was out here. I got her back to 225 after having all my doors open, and for the last 3 hours, this is where she has sat. Let's take a look at the coal basket. And just utterly outrageous. Maybe now we're finally halfway through the charcoal. Maybe a little over if you count what's burning down below. This is insane. I'm going to be going to bed again tonight after having lit this baby on Saturday night. We will not find out the full extent until Monday. Unreal. I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night again. All right, y'all. It's 7:15 on Monday morning. Let's go see what happened. All right, this time we finally started to really lose momentum. Down to 160. Now that we're just over 36 hours into this cook. And I have a feeling we're still gonna have a whole bunch of charcoal. And I have a feeling if I crank this baby open a quarter, a third, she'll come back up to temps again. Let's see what we got. Wow, still quite a bit. Hey, I think we might actually burn out of charcoal today on this cook. There we go. We're down to our last 10 to 15% finally after 36 hours. Unbelievable. We're at 36 hours. I'm counting it, and I'm curious to see what happens in the next hour if those coals will come back up to temp or not. Well, it's an hour later, and I think we're finally gonna peter out. Did get her back up to 180. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the ball valve all the way and see if that helps, but I think we finally come to the end of our road here, well after the 36-hour mark. And I have no doubt if at 11 o'clock last night I would have taken out my little shovel and repiled those coals up at the front again, we would have still been at 225 this morning when I woke up. But what happened was it burns so evenly underneath the bottom layer of the coals that everything just settled down, and we ended up with an even thin layer of charcoal all the way across that firebox, which is not what you want on an IBC. You want your coals banked. So if I would have pulled them forward last night and thrown in a couple of those T-plates to keep them banked up nice and deep, easily would have still been at 225, and maybe by now we'd finally be starting to to drop into our 220, 215, etc. I'm glad this experiment is over. For the first time in my YouTube career, I have already started editing this video before I'm done filming this video. I know this is going to be a longer video than I would have wished, and some of you guys might complain about it and tell me I talk too much, and I know I do. But like a famous man once said, if you knew how much I held back, you'd give me more credit. I had well over an hour and 20 minutes, close to an hour and a half probably, of video. And to get this down to what you see it as now, it hurt. It cut me deep. I had to cut 50% of my material out. I had some good jokes in there too. Y'all thought you were done with me in this LSG, but this is unbelievable. Right now, 9:33 in the morning. I fully opened this baby up, the chimney and the intake vent, when I went inside, and check out what happened. On that tiny bit of charcoal, we are back up to 300 degrees. And we're cooking again, boys and girls. So, my experiment still not over. Oh, I'm gonna be out here on Thursday still. This is ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna crank her back down. See what it takes to get us back to 225. And so it's 9:30, so we've now been going, what, 7 a.m. was 36 hours, so we're over 38 hours now since we lit this baby. And on that tiny bit of charcoal, woof, 300 degrees, unbelievable. 11 o'clock a.m. Monday, 40 hours, 300 degrees still. So when they tell you don't overshoot your temps because it's hard to get these babies back down, they're not lying. This is it, y'all. The coup de grace, the kill shot, the end of the road, the tap out. LSG 1, Texas 2.5, 0. Lone Star Grillz wins the day. And the next day, and the day after that. This experiment has gone for part of Saturday, all of Sunday, and most of Monday. And it's finally over. 2 o'clock p.m. on Monday. We're finally down to 200 degrees, and boys and girls, we are not coming back. I am done stoking. I am done playing. There we go. We're down to our last little corner. I'm gonna let her burn out, and then I'm going to have the easiest ash cleanup job ever. The good news is, an entire 20-pound bag of charcoal, enough to fill this baby up to the brim, does not overfill your ashtray. Through all 3 days of cool fall weather, rained every single day, 43 hours. 7 p.m. Saturday, we lit this baby. 2 p.m. Monday, she's finally dropped below 200 degrees and is not coming back. That is incredible. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen a cooker do on YouTube. Y'all come back next time when we throw some meat on this baby. Smoke on. Of course. I come out to put the smoker in the garage at 44 hours and she's still at 210. Unreal.